What is good, guys? It's Ronald, also known as Youcapper from sportsmemo.com. Welcome to another episode of Let's Cap. Man, it's been a crazy week. Me being sick and like feeling better than getting sick again, but glad you guys can join us here today. I got my guy Austin Wang in the building. A Wang underscore HTX. You can see his work published on the Action Network. And usually we have YBB with us on Fridays, but there is a bit of a scheduling conflict today. He should be back with us next week, but he did drop us some UFC looks for later for us to share in case he doesn't make it. Hey Wang, man, it's been a crazy free agency in the NBA. A lot of things just happening today, even especially with the news with Brogdon going over to the Boston Celtics. Man, that's a big move right there. They just shored up their point guard situation there. They even made their perimeter defense better. And it's almost like a move that is related to just trying to stop Curry in the guards over Golden State. What are your thoughts on this one?
That's a great move for them. And it makes a lot of sense, especially with all their in the playoffs and especially in the finals. It was very obvious that they needed a true point guard. Marcus Smart is obviously the defensive player of the year and a great leader on the floor, but he's not a true point guard. And you're bringing in Malcolm Brogdon, who's known in his career as a very efficient point guard who protects the ball well. He can set up the offense and he can score. So Boston, it's definitely a move, a position where they sorely lacked, needed, and
also we got Kevin Huerter from Atlanta. He got traded out to the Kings. Obviously, the big move there was bringing DeJounte Murray into the mix, and obviously this move here opens up that 2 spot. Or the 1 and 2 spot for Trey and Murray to kind of share that role there. Obviously, I think that at first glance it was a weird move, right? It was hard to see these guys mixed together, 2 ball dominant point guards. But I think some people opened my eyes to it. Any thoughts on that move here?
I had the same thoughts that you did. 2 ball dominant guards, but I mean a lot of pressure on Trae Young to carry all the scoring burden. So definitely help relieve that. I still think I think defense.
You're breaking up just a little bit.
Sorry about that. Is this good?
Yeah, I think I hear you a little bit more.
Okay, yeah. So the defense, they need to pick up on the interior defense. So I think this is a good move for them. Sure did give up quite a bit to get. He's a talented player. I think there's more moves to come, especially the uncertainty around John Collins and his role.
Yeah. Yep. 2 other things I wanted to note too is Golden State. Two key pieces to their championship run are gone. We Mittens, right? Gary Payton too is the second. He's gone over to Portland, and then Otto Porter now he's over in Toronto. So that leaves a couple open spots there. But I think this is a little bit of trust in the growth of Moody, and then also expanding Kuminga and also Wiseman becoming available this year too. So their depth is there. They had a whole bunch of guys, but I don't know if you could kind of replace what Gary Payton II did for them there. The other thing too is Zion getting the bag. $231 million extension for 5 years. I believe that's actually more than what Ja Morant got for his contract, which is ridiculous to me because what did Zion do last year? Any thoughts on those 2 things before we head to the MLB?
Yeah, it's been some crazy spending over the last couple of days, and I think it's news that they're going to go up, especially this season and next. Zion was quite a shock to me, but especially with all the health concerns, And really, does he really want to be there? That's the true question. But no talent is there. But yeah, I was a bit surprised by the Supermax. I was maybe expecting, but this quick. So yeah, that was a bit of a shock to me. But all the other moves made sense. Totally. John Morant, those were no brainers.
Yeah, for real.
For like Bradley Beal, maybe Jalen Brunson to some extent, but they got to do what they got to do to lock these players up, especially for the Wizards being a small market team.
Yeah. Hey, Austin, do you mind going backing out and come back in? I think you're starting to break up a little bit more. Maybe it might be a connection thing. While he gets connected, guys, I'm gonna move over to the MLB here. Baltimore Orioles versus the Minnesota Twins. I want to break this down from the SDQL part of it here. Let me share my screen. Here you go. And one thing that I wanted to look at here is actually Brunson is worth more than Zion. I think a lot of the NBA execs would probably disagree with you there. So what I was gonna look at the Twins here. So season equals 2022 and team equals Twins, and I want to look at a specific situation which is the home favorites. Oh shit, I'm in WNBA. And what I want to show you guys is this first 5 run line. I know it's a little bit juicier. I believe last time I saw it is at minus 160. But you can see this first 5 run line as home favorites here, 22-5. That's 81.5%. That's a good win rate here at home. Even if you look at the money line here, 22-3-2. That's a good win rate here in this spot as home favorites, especially when you have Joe Ryan on the mound here. So I'm gonna add starter equals Joe Ryan. 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the run line in the first 5. And I believe this was the first 5 loss here, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a spot here that I think it might be just. I know minus 160 is a lot to put on there, but it just from a record perspective and just a trend perspective, it just seems like the right play here. If we look at the Orioles on that side, Spencer Watkins as the starter. Oops. We look at him as a road dog. He is 3-1 to the first 5 run line there. Straight up 1-1-2. You see the teams that he faced here: A's, Angels, Cardinals, White Sox, and the Twins here. The biggest difference that I noticed in these games here is all these teams, Angels, A's, Cardinals, White Sox, they all hit lefties a lot better than they do righties. Joe Ryan is a righty here, so I expect him to struggle in this spot specifically. If we look at from an average perspective, we see the Orioles giving up 2.75 runs, or Spencer giving up 2.75 runs in the first 5 here. Run support wise, 1.5 runs for the Orioles. To me, I really do like the Twins' first 5 in this spot. Another thing to note is the strikeouts here. I was on the cycle this morning with Kevin Broadus, and we talked about Joe Ryan's Ks, and we laddered it up to 7, which is at plus 280. I like that play here. I think Joe Ryan can last over 5 innings and hit that 7K prop, in my opinion, especially here in this situation where the Orioles hit righties at at a weaker rate than the lefties. And also, it's hard to fade a trend that's 22. If we go back to the Twins here, 22-5, right? Even at minus 160, that's just something that I'm gonna back here. Austin's still having some issues connecting, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move on here to the Dodgers. I know this one is one of the plays that A. Wang liked a lot. He liked the first 5 here. So I'm just gonna go. I didn't dive into this one too much, but we could just go live onto this one. So they are the home favorites. They are going against Blake Snell here. Oh, there he is. What's up, Fremont? Yeah, I'm kind of glad to be back. Hey, Wang, Austin, you good?
What's up? Yeah. Sorry, technology.
There you go.
Is hard.
Sound a lot better. Let's go back. Let's go back to the Twins here. I know you had a different look than I did as far as the play here that you were looking at. Go ahead and break down your look here.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know how much you've gotten so far, but yeah, I think the total is the look I was eyeing, and there's quite a bit of steam on that total. I was as low as 8.5 yesterday evening, getting steamed all the way to 9.5 currently. There may be some juiced 9s out there that you can target, but I think there's been an influx of overs in target field as the weather's started to heat up. They're 10-4, 10-4-1 to the over in their last 15 games at home. And tonight's going to be another hot evening. And then, the pitching matchup, Joe Ryan, he's had a phenomenal start to the season, but I feel like he's been looking a little more vulnerable as of late. He's allowed 10 earned runs in his last 3 games, and not so much against great offenses either. You've got the Rockies, the Guardians, and the Mariners, and 3 of the last 4 games went over where he started. So also on the other side of the mound, Spencer Watkins, he really started the season off really nicely after his terrible season last year, but pretty much turned back into a pumpkin after a few games and started to get beat up. So I think with the pitching matchup, the hot weather, and the recent trends to the overs at target field, I was eyeing the over in this matchup.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's the over there. I liked the the only thing I went over was the first 5 run line for Minnesota. There was a lot of information here. If you look at the first 5 run line as home favorites, 22-5. So that's just something that it's hard to go against, right? Like it just continues to hit
Right.
no matter what. So that's the way that I was looking on that game. I know the next one was something that you brought to my attention, and that's the Dodgers here in the first 5 run line. Was there any SDQL to back this one, or is there what else were you looking at on this one?
Okay, so wait, you're taking the Orioles first 5 run line. There you go.
No, I was taking the sorry, not the Orioles. The Twins first 5. That was the Twins actually. That was the Twins as home favorites. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, and what did you have on this Dodgers one? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Tony Gonsolin Day, and I feel like he's been perpetually undervalued, in the market. Now the market's starting to catch up over the last couple games, but I still think there's some good value on him against Blake Snell, who's just been a shell of his former self. For Gonsolin and all the games that he's pitched, the Dodgers have gone 11-1-2 in the first 5. And at home, they're 6-0 in the first 5. So why stop something that's not broken? You got Blake Snell, who I think the Padres haven't won a single game with him on the mound this season, and he has not looked good. So I'm looking to back the Dodgers here. First 5 run line. I'm going to also take them a full game as well.
Got it. Yeah, like I'm just looking at Gonsolin here, 9-4, first 5 run line, and if we and it doesn't happen often, but when he's when they're going against a starting left-handed pitcher. It was just one game, but they smashed them 9-1 in that game. They did take the first 5 2-1 there against Alex Wood, the Giants. The win over the total. But I think you mentioned Blake Snell in the Padres with him on the mound. This one was you said first 5 run line, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
look, yeah, exactly what you just said. They have not won a game with Snell on the mound. First 5 straight up, 0-6-1 as a home favorite, or sorry, as a favorite. Where are they? They're dogs today, right? They did go 2-1, 1-2 as dogs. But like this is just a telling story here. If you look at first 5 numbers, allowing 3.14 per game. Run support is non-existent, 0.86 in the first 5. That's definitely a good look for the Dodgers' first 5 run line. What was the line on that?
It was mine. Let's double check real quick. Yeah, minus 125.
Damn, that's crazy. He's lost. I mean, they've lost every single game by at least 2. Not even a.
I mean, if you just look at the recent matchup between the matchups between Dodgers and the Padres, I mean, you call this a rivalry. It's more of a one-sided rivalry. The Dodgers have won 12 of the 13, 13 matchups there. So, you know, I'm going to keep riding this wave here.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. All right, well, that's it. That's the 2 games that we're looking at in the MLB. We're also looking at one WNBA game. Maybe if Tease is still here, maybe he got something to add for this one. But we were looking at the Las Vegas Aces here, specifically in the first half. You want to start your breakdown?
Yeah, both teams are really trending in the opposite direction. The Lynx have been amazing lately. They're fresh off a 28-point win against the Wings. The Aces have failed to cover in 6 consecutive games, but I think from a situational standpoint, I think we see this, factor quite a bit while capping basketball, whether it be the NBA or the WNBA. And I see a letdown spot for the Lynx and a bounce back for the Aces, primarily driven by motivation here. The Aces are an excellent first half team. I was looking at some of their splits and stats. They're 6-1-1 against the spread in the first half on the road. They do most of the damage in the first half. Their net rating is 15.3 in the first half overall, by far the best in the league. And on the road, their first half net rating is 24.2. So they've adjusted this line. A couple of weeks ago, they played and Aces squeaked out a 1-point victory, and they closed as 15-point favorites in that game. So now, adjusting, they're at home and now they're on the road, but now moving from 15-point favorites to 4-point favorites, huge significant adjustment with both teams playing the way they've been playing as of late. But, I'm looking at the first half line and I see a really short line of -2. And with how excellent the Aces are in the first half, I'm going to be taking them to cover the first half spread of -2.
Yeah, I was looking at just double checking this real quick. So looking at the situation here, you said minus what, 2.5 or -2?
It was -2. I got it at -2.
Yeah, so looking at this specific situation, I like to look at the rest factor, right? And we see that the Aces are less rested than their opponent. In these spots here, they are 3-0 to the over, but you're just looking at the first half, right? And specifically in this first quarter, you can see that gap there, an 8-point gap in the first quarter, 29.3 versus 21.3. But even if you look at the first half in general, even in these spots here, if they lose this second quarter, they're still up by at least 4 points there in that first half. And on the opposite side here, looking at the Lynx, I think one thing to know is where they're playing as well, right? So that's another thing to know. But in this spot here, this is almost exactly at 2. It's at 2.2 for their opponent at half. So that's pretty close to the line. But if we're looking at more, obviously the Aces are coming off of a loss, or they haven't been covering like you said, 6 straight games they haven't covered. So I think this is a spot here where the Aces really need to just bounce back, and this is a spot for them to kind of get back on track because they're playing these guys back to back. I did have a look towards the over on this one, and I think this trend here is very supportive of it. But a lot of the more recent, just efficiency stats look like point me towards the over as well. Lynx just playing so much better offensively full game since I think the beginning of the month. And then the Aces, obviously, they're just in a spot. They're in a rut right now, and this is just a spot where a team that doesn't play that strong defensively, they could take advantage of. So I like that first half look for the Aces. I also do like the over full game on this one, and I see Teases on the over first half. So that's that. Did you have anything else? Any other looks on this game or any other WNBA games?
No, nothing else popped up for me. This is the first half on the Aces is my only WNBA play of the day.
Okay, and then I don't think YBB will end up joining us here, but he did drop some UFC plays. Just going back to our messages here, and the UFC, he thinks Izzy Adesanya and O'Malley. A parlay there is one of the good plays there for the UFC. He's also leaning Brad Riddle and Alex Pereira as straight plays. And those were the looks that he left us for the UFC. Not much to add from me or Austin in the UFC there. We kind of listen to YBB when he goes over the UFC. I'm a big fan, but I don't break it down to the level that he does. I know Austin watches it too as well, but yeah, we don't have that terminology down yet. But yeah, man, I think broke down 2 MLB games, 1 WNBA game. One thing to know is I liked the first 5 run line, and I believe it's at like minus 160 now. I got it at a different number. And then you, Austin, you like the over. You liked it when it opened at 8.5. Now it's steamed up to 9.5. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not too keen on it at 9.5. I think if you can grab a 9 out there, there could be some juiced 9s out there. 9.5, not so much. That's more of a lean rather than a strong play. But
at that point, sometimes it's better to just kind of wait and see if there's a nice spot to play it live as well. You don't want to force plays, especially when you get the bad number. And then with the Padres, Dodgers here, Austin was looking at the first 5 run line. I like that play a lot as well. I think that's a good play there. And then in the WNBA, we were looking at the first half, or Austin was looking at the first half for the Aces at -2. I support that play, especially with how the Aces do covering when they're less rested than their opponent. And then I also like the over in that spot as well. It opened up at 173.5, and it's gone up to 175, I believe. So those are the plays that we were looking at. And then and what I just mentioned was YBB with Adesanya O'Malley parlay, and then also straight plays for Riddle, Brad Riddle, and Alex Pereira. So let's cap today. It's a quick show today. I think hopefully we did enough to help you guys make some money, or at least make some smart decisions today in the games that we covered. Austin, anything before we bounce? Anything to promote or talk about?
Oh no, I'm putting the writing on hold. After the NBA season, so I'm taking a break. I'm capping MLB on that daily grind, and trying to get my feet wet with the WNBA stuff. It's been fun. It's been entertaining.
Are you gonna start writing for the WNBA part at Action Network? You don't? Okay.
No, I don't plan to. I'm gonna take a break, man. it was quite a grind during this NBA season, and just things are getting.
I love the NBA free agency and the drama that it's bringing. It's almost like the NBA hasn't stopped yet. But I mean, as far as a betting standpoint, it stopped. but there's just news coming all over the place every single day. Just a lot of drama in NBA, and I love it. Like, it just almost year round.
Yeah, I'm excited for my Rockets next year with Jabari Smith Jr. Joining the team. And a group of young guys, and with all the drama at the Nets, we have the option to swap picks with them next season and for upcoming seasons as well. So with them blowing up their team, which I predicted, when they first created that super team a couple of years ago, that this 2 years
wasn't going to work out. Yeah.
2 years max, and that was spot on. But no, the future is bright. Our picks look great, and so I'm excited.
Yeah, I think you guys are a couple years away to making the playoffs. Next year is going to be still a grind for you guys, in my opinion. The West is really deep right now. Boston, not Boston. Blazers, they've improved. Dallas got Wood. We'll see what the Lakers do. There's a lot of talk about them making moves and just random stuff that they possibly can do. Obviously the Grizzlies are going to be in there. We'll see what happens. Philadelphia Rockets. Oh man! All right. Well, but I think on that note, I think just a few things to note before we bounce. Join the chalkboard community that myself, Finesse, and Crispy Capin hosts. We talk about. There's a lot of stuff, chats in there. We're doing picks. We're announcing the giveaway next week. We're picking 3 people who've been really supportive in the chalkboard community and been sharing information and kind of just been helping us drive the conversation in there. We're gonna pick 3 winners and give them some swag, and then also, another thing to know is I do have that MLB show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That happens at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we've hit 4 straight profitable shows since starting. We're 4 for 4 on winning shows, so we're excited about that with Kevin Broadus. I worked with Shark and Sports. He's gonna be once he gets better, he's gonna be locked in every Tuesday and Thursday to do long form baseball on Let's Cap. So that's another thing that's exciting for his fans there. He does like 2-minute videos every day. And I think they really want to get deeper into his analysis. So I'm working with Shark to get those 2 days locked down, and hopefully we get that started next week. As always, I'm going to have Austin and YBB every Friday. Hopefully the next week YBB comes in and breaks down the UFC a little bit deeper for us. But a lot of exciting things to come for Let's Cap in this channel in general. So with that said, this is the end of the show, guys. Thanks to all who tuned in on YouTube and on Twitter. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you bounce. Make sure you check out the links in the description as well. There's a hyperlink to Austin's Twitter in the description. You just click it and you can add him right away if you don't follow him yet. Like I said, his stuff is published on Action Network. I've seen his stuff on NBA.com too, which is I'm super proud of. I remember I seen that and I was like, yo, he made it. But super proud of you for that. Yeah, super proud of you for that. And as always, I do have to end with this. Please remember, whether you fade us or follow us, it's on you to make that call. Good luck on all your action. Until next time, peace.